Low. Oh, yeah.
They was to do 5-6 rounds. Why you wanna do 5-6 if you knock him before? If was the fight was over. The fight was over. The more you do is just extras. Michael home today.
Come and get me, Mike. Come on. There we go. That's it right there. Perfect. That's one. Good one. Nice.
Go.
Come and get me, Mike.
Let's go.
There we go. Best round yet.
Yes.
Best round yet. Let's go. Come on, Mike. There we go. Using those legs now.
As the fight of the year approached, Mike Tyson wrapped up his final day of training camp with laser-sharp focus and intensity, preparing for his clash with Jake Paul. The atmosphere in Tyson's camp had been electric, with his team maintaining a rigorous training schedule that fused the power, speed, and technique which had earned Tyson the title of baddest man on the planet. Everything pointed toward a showdown that promised to be historic.
Very bad to the body.
You're right, coach.
Mike, what? Baby, I need 10 seconds. Put 10 seconds there.
Physically, Tyson had adopted a high-intensity interval training regimen with mobility exercises to keep himself in peak shape. His stamina was boosted through cardio-based drills and endurance circuits, all structured to prepare him for the kind of quick exchanges that were expected inside the ring. Even as the oldest fighter on the card, Tyson displayed remarkable adaptability, blending training philosophies from his prime with modern updates tailored to his age. His ability to evolve with the sport was on full display in the weeks leading up to the fight.
He wants to one more time entertain people. He's a fighter, but he likes to entertain people. It is what he fight for. He fight for all those people he can see in the street. The people come to him and say, "You are the people's champ." So this is really motivate him to be in the gym from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every.
At 58 years old, Tyson's training had included a mix of traditional boxing routines and modern conditioning techniques designed to preserve his power, stamina, and explosiveness. His daily grind involved intense strength workouts, extensive sparring, and rapid-fire mitt work to maintain his fast hands. Trainers reported that Tyson's intensity was as fierce as ever, and his unwavering discipline in those final days reflected just how committed he was to the fight. Every move he made seemed directed at making one last powerful statement in the ring.
Expect the biggest fight of the history. Why? Because we talk about Mike Tyson. We talk about Netflix, live on Netflix, something that never had before. Things like that you just can do with name like Mike Tyson.
Knowing Paul was nearly 3 decades his junior, Tyson and his team had spent weeks carefully strategizing. They focused on sharpening Tyson's signature moves, brutal body shots, and lightning-fast combinations that once made him one of boxing's most feared men. His team also emphasized defensive drills to help him avoid Paul's longer reach and youthful agility. Every minute in camp was spent fine-tuning the techniques Tyson hoped would close the gap between experience and youth on fight night. Reports from inside the camp revealed that Tyson had been drilling counter-punching techniques. Anticipating Paul's aggressive approach, his team wanted to exploit Paul's tendency to lunge, leaving himself exposed to Tyson's punishing power. Sparring sessions focused heavily on movement and timing skills deemed vital in offsetting Paul's reach advantage. The ultimate aim had been to produce a vintage Tyson performance, short burst of ferocious energy designed to wear down the younger opponent quickly and decisively, just as Tyson had done during the most dominant years of his legendary career.
Excellent, Mike. Excellent, Mike. Well, you break him. Unpredictable. Exactly, Mike. Beautiful roll, Mike. Excellent. Excellent.
For both die-hard boxing fans and casual viewers, the matchup had delivered a spectacle like no other. The clash between a legendary heavyweight champion, famed for his terrifying knockout power, and a rising star who transitioned from internet fame to professional fighter, played out like a scene from a boxing fairy tale. Social media had been flooded with training clips, promo images, and heated debates. Many had wondered if Jake Paul's youth and reach could match Tyson's veteran experience and raw power. In an earlier interview, Stephen A. Smith had offered insight into Tyson's mindset. At 58, Tyson had trained with a fire reminiscent of his prime. Determined to show the world he remained a threat, he'd sparred 8 rounds several times a week, maintaining strength and sharpness. "I feel in great condition," Tyson had told Smith, dismissing age concerns. When asked if he would go easy on Paul or aim for a knockout, Tyson, with a steely glare, replied, "I think I'm going to hurt him." The chilling words had echoed across media. Tyson's coach, Rafael Cordero, had structured daily routines, focused on conditioning and power. Tyson said, "It's all about the basics. Give it everything 3 times a day." Though confident, he'd expected Paul to rely on movement to avoid punishment. In a Fox 4 interview with Mike Ducey, Tyson had addressed that strategy bluntly. "I don't see how he's going to fight by running all day," he said. A recently surfaced clip had captured Tyson dropping a sparring partner with a body shot, forcing coach Cordero to intervene. For fans, that video confirmed Tyson's intense focus. He wasn't coming for a payday or nostalgia trip. He had been determined to prove exactly why he once ruled the sport of boxing with fearsome authority.
"Hey, New York, shut the fuck up, New York. Hey, boo yourselves. Boo yourselves, New York. Hey, New York, New York, New York, you're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. Fuck you, New York. Fuck you. Dumbass Democratic City."
At the press conference, Paul had seemed visibly rattled after earlier vowing to kill Tyson in the ring. Though he expressed admiration for the former champ, he declared their friendship over. Paul promised that on November 15th, he would knock Tyson out and prove himself as the superior fighter, calling Tyson old. He claimed he would teach him a lesson as if disciplining a son. Tyson, meanwhile, had affirmed that he was ready, stating he'd resume training after a brief pause on his doctor's advice. He confirmed the fight was still on and declared full confidence in his preparation. Though he acknowledged a minor setback due to illness, he assured fans that he had recovered and was in fighting shape. He had made it clear, when the bell rang, his performance would speak louder than any words. Despite the significant age gap, Tyson wasn't banking on nostalgia. He was counting on precision, power, and preparation. The message he sent before the fight was straightforward. He was healthy, focused, and ready to prove that legends don't fade quietly when the lights come on.
Good, Mike. Nice one, man. Yes, go him again. No emotion. No emotion.
A UFC legend had recently revealed the massive purse Tyson was set to earn for fighting Jake Paul. The bout, originally scheduled for July 20th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, had been postponed in June. By the end of that month, reports had confirmed a new date, November 15th, with Netflix airing it live. Nikiza Baydarian, co-founder of Most Valuable Promotions, had stated, "Our team worked hard with all parties to move this monumental fight to a date that gives both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson equal prep time and allows us to keep the venue during Cowboys season." He also praised the cooperation of Netflix and AT&T Stadium, calling the event the most cross-generational sporting clash in history. Meanwhile, Paul had mocked Tyson in New York, Tyson's hometown, during a promotional appearance. The crowd had booed him loudly, while Tyson, calm and composed, had answered questions beside ESPN's Ryan Clark. Their face-off had included a light-hearted push from Tyson, easing tension. When asked why he'd accept such a risky matchup, Tyson replied, "Because I can. Who else can do it?" He questioned who else Paul could face to create an event of such magnitude. "It's a YouTuber versus the greatest fighter to ever live," Tyson had said. The pairing had sparked fierce debates. Should a 58-year-old man step into the ring against someone half his age? With recent health scares, including an in-flight issue and an ulcer flare-up, concerns had grown. Still, former world champ Tim Bradley Jr., age 40, had shared a different view. In an interview with Pro Box TV, he argued that 2-minute rounds would allow Tyson to unleash his full power. With a record of 50-6, Tyson still posed serious danger, especially to someone like Paul, who had only one career loss. Bradley believed Tyson could overwhelm him with sheer aggression and experience.
Well, I've been training for a while, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I was asking when you get into count.
I'm okay to fight.
But when you get into count, like when
I'm in camp right now.
Very good, thank you.
I'm in camp right now.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Soon as I catch this guy, it's gonna be running around, but as soon as I catch this guy, it's gonna be totally over.
Although the title baddest man on the planet had dated back to Tyson's 2005 retirement fight, his legendary aura was alive and well at Fanatics Fest NYC. The Manhattan crowd had erupted when the Brooklyn native arrived, showing just how powerful his legacy remained. Tyson's presence had turned heads, drawing swarms of fans eager to witness the icon in person. While Paul had taken center stage with bold statements, Tyson had largely remained silent during promotional events. Now 58, he had passed on multiple chances to trash talk, choosing instead to deliver brief but ominous warnings. When he spoke, it was serious. He had told Paul the fight would be brutal and relentless. Tyson made it clear Paul needed to be in top condition, as his well-being could depend on it. That simple but chilling warning had reminded everyone that Tyson wasn't stepping in for fun. He had intended to end the fight on his terms, with finality and fury.
In shape, be in good shape, because your health depends on it.
When the fighters had finally met face-to-face, Tyson had initiated a slow-paced pushing exchange. Just before that, Paul, boasting a 10-1 record, had compared himself to Muhammad Ali, saying, "I'm the anti-hero. People will love me soon. When you're on top, they try to pull you down." Aware of Tyson's ferocity, Paul insisted he'd prove doubters wrong. Meanwhile, British fighter Alois Jr. had warned that the fight could be stopped early to protect Tyson. "He's just too old. The body declines too much," he said. "It would ruin his legacy if Jake beat him like that. I wouldn't want to see that." In contrast, Tyson Fury had voiced full confidence in Iron Mike. In a resurfaced MMA Read video, Fury argued Tyson's knockout power hadn't faded. "Age doesn't matter when Mike hits you," he claimed. As someone named after the icon, Fury pledged full support and hoped Tyson would end things with a decisive knockout for Fury. Backing Tyson wasn't just symbolic, it was personal. He had made it clear, when Mike Tyson punches, age becomes irrelevant and the world watches, with the same awe they did decades ago.
Listen, if Mike Tyson hits anybody, don't care if he's 90, he's going to knock him out cold, isn't he? It's Iron Mike Tyson. Obviously, I have to back Mike Tyson. I'm named after the legend, and I back him. As he always backs me. I'm backing Mike for the knockout. Come on, Mike!
The boxing community had remained divided ahead of the bout, with many concerned about Tyson's safety. Nevertheless, Jake Paul had pressed forward, determined to face the 58-year-old icon. After defeating Mike Perry, Paul had said, "He's tough as nails. I'm sorry it took so long. Respect to Mike Perry. He's the king of violence and the BKFC champ. I hit too hard, he took damage, and that's AW." Paul continued, "I dropped him in the first round, but he just survived." Then came the taunt, "Mike Tyson, you're next. Big boy, sign the contract." Despite the bravado, Paul spoke of Tyson with admiration, calling him one of the greatest boxing figures alongside Muhammad Ali. He described sharing the ring with Tyson as a privilege, but made it clear he intended to take his crown. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Wladimir Klitschko had weighed in. He called the Tyson-Paul showdown exceptional, a contrast between a seasoned legend and a rising YouTuber-turned boxer. Klitschko had seen it as more than just a fight. It was a symbol, a reminder that bold dreams and big challenges still had the power to inspire across generations and backgrounds.
Mike Tyson at 58 years old. What do you think of this fight?
Well, that's also outstanding as this fight in Riyadh. Mike Tyson at his age is facing a YouTuber that is much younger and hungry and capable of boxing as well. So it's going to be a good example for people that are at Mike's age.
Yeah.
It's also actually a good example for me to keep on punching, so to speak. And hopefully, I look forward to that match as well.
Rumors had circulated widely, with many believing Tyson's age might block him from continuing his career. But Wladimir Klitschko had addressed that skepticism directly. He argued that age was simply a mental roadblock or restriction people place on themselves. According to Klitschko, conquering any challenge began with mental strength. He encouraged others to see age not as a physical limitation, but a psychological one. His message was simple: with discipline and belief, it was possible to push forward regardless of age, proving that mindset, not time, was often the biggest hurdle in any personal or professional battle.
Do you think that fight goes, a lot is being made that, Mike Tyson might be too old for Jake Paul? Obviously, like you mentioned, Jake Paul's coming from a YouTube background. Do you think he's too old? Do you think Mike will still get the knockout?
You can only be too old in your mind.
Yeah.
If you control your mind, you control everything in your life.
Wow, that's great advice. And just final one from me. Like you said, Mike Tyson still fighting might be a little bit of a lesson to you as well. Is there any potential of a comeback in with a lot of people coming back?
Well, there is no comeback in sport.
Yeah.
I've been asked about Last Dance.
Anthony Taylor, who had once fought Jake Paul, had been preparing to face Mike Tyson in what many considered a legacy-defining event. But as concerns over Tyson's health mounted, Taylor had urged the boxing legend to reconsider, echoing KSI's earlier decision to step away for safety. Taylor warned, Mike Tyson is a lamb to the slaughter. He should follow KSI and avoid a concussion. He added, I've worked with Jake behind the scenes. People haven't seen what he's capable of. Despite Taylor's warning, a new training video had surfaced, capturing Tyson's intense focus as he prepared for the Jake Paul showdown. At 58, Mike Tyson had stunned fans with his hand speed faster than some of today's top champions, including Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, and Terrence Crawford. What kept him so quick at that age? Tyson had retained a rare mix of explosive reflexes and natural power, setting a benchmark that even modern heavyweights struggled to match or consistently live up to. Be sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one. We hoped you subscribed.